Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today, working on this little teardrop. We're in Brush Creek Falls Park, Brush Creek Falls Resort. Nice little RV park. I guess the nearest town would be Athens, but it's like between Princeton and Athens. I don't know. It's closer to Princeton, I guess. But anywho, she has an electrical issue. Let's go in here and take a look at it. She has a built-in progressive dynamics electrical management system with a surge protector, and it had an issue. Let's see. Might have to go get a light. That's no bueno. It don't work when things look like that. I don't have one of these surge protectors. So what I'm going to do, she's on her way home, she'll be home in a few days. So I'm just going to bypass this surge protector. I'm going to pull this wire out, pull that wire out, hook them together with probably WAGO connectors, if they are the correct size, which I think they are. And I'm just going to leave the connections inside that box. That way, either somebody at home can either replace that surge protector, or maybe just, I don't know whether they ever get it cleaned up or not, because that screw down there is in bad shape, which means the contactor all around it's in bad shape. I probably wouldn't want to just put the wire back under that if it were me, but so I expect this is going to get replaced. So for me to do the least amount of damage to the wires and stuff, like I say, I'm just going to pull them out, pull them into that box further, connect them back with WAGOs, and that way she can use her electric for the next few days until she can get this fixed permanently. I'll start by using these loosening strain reliefs a little bit. That side and the other side. I think can't get a camera angle over here, so you can't see it, but do the same thing over here. Yeah, the ground wire on this side is the only one. The neutrals burn up, loads burn up. So the ground was the only thing that's still hooked up on this side. So I'm just going to snip that off down here where they put it in a ring terminal and screwed it to this ground bus bar. So I'm just going to snip it off. Whoever replaces can just put a new one on it. Everything else is already loose. I'm just going to pull that through. Try to. So I'm just going to pull that slack inside that box. Now let's see how far we got to go back to find good clean copper wire here. Shouldn't be too far, I hope. Snip this one off. Snip that one, which leave the ground. Let's strip this back a little bit and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's nice and clean. So that's as far as we had to go. You can tell she's been a little warm. The insulation's stuck to the wire. So we'll make sure we get that all scraped off.
This one, Interstate Fleet Services.
Yeah, this customer, she didn't know who to call, so she got on the internet and she found a company called Interstate Fleet Services. And she was like, yeah, I need a mobile RV tech to come out and see if he can get me going. And they're like, certainly, $10, non-refundable, I'm assuming. And they would try to find her a mobile service. So, I don't know, y'all ever used anything like that? How'd it work out for you? Was it legit? I mean, I can totally see. She said it was clearly someone who was not in America that she was talking to.
It was also at 10:30 at night.
It was also at 10:30 at night. Here on the eastern side of the U.S. Yeah, Wagos are perfect. So I mean, I could completely see them taking your $10 and either ghosting you or finally saying, "Oh golly, we can't find a mobile service in your area." So I'm just curious, anybody use that company or anything like it? Says whether it's 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. Where y'all at? 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. We always answer the phones, and we can get you a mobile trailer mechanic in West Logan, West Virginia. She was in another part of the state when she did this, so it assumed she was near Logan, West Virginia. That's not where she's at now, but I don't know, just curious. Anybody use anything like that before? What was your experience? Good, bad, indifferent? Let me know. Oh, I am gonna have to go get my stubby screwdriver. Yeah, it's so funny. The customer's right here with me, which is, I've always enjoyed that. I don't have any problem with people looking over my shoulder, see what I'm doing. You know, it's their camper. And if it were me, I'd like to see what's going on. You know, you take your, whether it's your RV, your car, truck, or motorcycle, whatever, you take it to a repair facility and leave it. You're not allowed to see what's going on. You're usually not even allowed to talk to the technician that is doing the work. All you're doing is talking to the service writer or whatever. And he or she has never even seen your stuff, chances are. Only the technician back in the shop. So yeah, I've got no problem with that at all. And she was just telling me that it was bragging about how many service facilities they had in Logan, West Virginia, West Logan specifically. And I'm telling you, and I told her, there's nothing in Logan. Logan is nowhere. I mean nowhere. So yeah, it was. She probably saved herself $10 because I just didn't see. I just couldn't see that working out very well. So there we go. I got those wires pulled through. Let's make our connections. Ground to ground. Neutral to neutral. These are a little bit shorter. I tell you what. Let me strip some more of this outer insulation off because it's going to have to be stripped off at some point anyway. Give me a little more room. Alright. Pull my neutral around there. And then put my load. These stiff wires are never fun to work with, but this is not bad because I have room to work. Just make sure everything is connected well, and then I'm just going to fold these back, and I'm going to leave these connectors in this box and just put that cover back on until she can get this worked on at home. Just like so. So I'm just going to stick this cover back on here so that my connections are in a box. I'll have to go get my stubby Phillips. I think the customer's reaching for one she used. I bet you. Alright. Customer gave me her little stubby screwdriver. See? Another good thing about having the customer right here with you, I didn't have to get up off my knees and go out to my truck to get another tool. I am not opposed to taking some help. I got a job coming up this afternoon, and that I required that somebody be there to help me because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need the help. And most people, like I say, have no problem with that because they like to see what's going on. They like to learn. Let me get all these screws in here, and then we'll test everything, and I will bring you back at that time. It's all done. The cover's back on. I went and got my tester. We got an outlet right here. We got our power distribution panel right here. We go plug the short cord in, and then we'll start testing. Just make sure everything's good. All right, short cord's plugged in. Let's see. We can figure out which breaker this is. Let's see here. Oh, it says it's number 2. Is that true? Outlet with microwave. I guess that's number 2. Let's turn the main on, and then let me plug this in. Turn on number 2. No, that was the microwave. Let's see here. Not that one. There we go. Not number 2. It's number 4. Alright, so you can see we got 124 volts. We got 2 green lights, which means we have no open circuits, nothing backwards. So we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and cut everything else back on. We're just going to test everything, including the air conditioner. Oh, y'all can't see me. I'm in the dark. Let me go out. So there you have it. That's a done deal. It's patched up until she can get home and make the permanent repair. That's what we do a lot of times. We just patch things up enough to get people on the road, finish their trip, and then they get stuff worked on. Yeah, just let me know if you've ever used a service like that fleet service we was talking about. Let me know your experience. I am going to go up the road and work on another one today. And so y'all have a fantastic day, and we will catch you next time.